What's up, guys? Welcome to another quick look here on youtube.com/Nintendo Powerblock. I'm Corey, and I'm joined by Eddie V himself, that
Hello,
retro code,
hello, everybody.
Edward Varnell. How are you, Ed?
I'm doing great, fantastic.
Ed, we are taking a look at Hob on Nintendo Switch, ported by one of our favorite developers, Panic Button. So,
Yes.
This is one of a few games that are coming soon to Switch from them. They are porting this and Torchlight 2 from Runic, the developer Runic.
And they're doing Wolfenstein Youngblood, right?
I was getting
Or
there.
oh,
And then in July, they are porting over Wolfenstein Youngblood, which is the follow-up to Wolfenstein 2, The New Colossus, which they also ported to Switch along with Doom. So, Panic Button, busy people.
I wonder what is their art. They said okay, because then you mentioned that they were making their own game too.
I don't think I said that.
Okay.
But, I mean, you can definitely see in the games that they are doing that they know the Switch hardware. You know, they've been doing great work, and so Hob is one of those games that I've been wanting to play for a while, but it was only on PC. And as you can see, it's let's see here. So I've been playing. I have a secondary profile to start new games on for these quick looks, but basically it looks like a top-down Zelda-esque style game. Yeah, the art style is pretty cool. It kind of reminds me a little bit if Twilight Princess had a Wind Waker art style with a top-down view.
Yeah.
Because it's very like boxy, and if you guys have played Twilight Princess, you guys know that the Twilight Realm stuff is very boxy and very kind of has a very specific style, and this kind of reminds me of that a little bit. So I think this game looks really cool. I haven't really played far enough yet to really make a definitive conclusion on how much I like this game. But it's intriguing. I want to keep playing because I think it's interesting, and maybe I'll turn out to like it, maybe I won't, but I'm glad I gave it a shot because it's really interesting. I'm following this giant robot guy around, which you'll probably see in the beginning, in the next couple minutes or so. What happens, and this robot I feel like becomes a very integral part of this story here. So
Yes.
a lot of environmental storytelling in this game, by the way.
Yeah, there's really not much in terms of. There's really not that in terms of like voice acting.
Oh no.
Everything you figure out the story by letting it just present itself visually,
Yeah.
and then you just go from there.
Which there's a part coming up. It's kind of like the beginning of the game, and actually like sets a lot of stuff up that is very like heartbreaking almost.
Yes.
So you know what I kind of get from this game a little bit. A lot of almost like an Iron Giant kind of feel to it.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I like the way this game looks. I like the way it feels. I just want to know, like, is there? I don't know if there's combat or anything. You know what I mean? Like, I just don't know yet. But I'm far enough along to where I think I'm building a sword. So I think there is some sort of combat at some point. But I've been building a sword, I think.
Well, yeah, the game does have combat in it. So later on in the game, you get this like miniature sword, and uh, you'll be able to upgrade it and buy like pieces also for your arm. Um, you have a special attack with your arm. So when you get more powers, a blue bar appears from it, and that indicates when you hold one of your powers are being used. That is the usage for it. So, uh, yeah, and you really just explore and fight in this game.
Yeah, so it's, I mean, it's kind of like a top-down Zelda-esque style.
Mhm.
I mean, in terms of like combat and exploration and stuff, which I like, clearly.
Yes.
I'm not some crazy person. Um,
The one thing I will say about this is that you literally have lot of stuff to figure out.
oh yeah, it's very, very interesting in terms of like, hey, where do I go? Uh, there are some visual cues that you really have to look out for. I don't think that's right either. Oh well. There is quite a few visual cues in terms of like, oh, I saw a critter jump up on this box and jump this way, so maybe I'll go this way. You know,
Hmm.
there's a lot of things like that that you have to look out for. And if you miss it, you might get lost a little bit because it's just that small visual cue that's like, hey, let's do that. You know,
Yes.
like now I forget where I'm going. I forget what to do now. I was doing something and now I forget because I was talking. Oh yeah, this robot guy. There we go. But I like the cell shaded art style in this game. Like it's very deliberate. So
Yeah. The art style is really fantastic in this. Um, I do recommend playing it on the big screen.
oh
It
yeah,
looks good. It looks good in handheld, but the big screen I think makes it some stuff a little bit clearer, and a little bit more expressive.
yeah. Like the pathways and stuff are. Oh, there's an animal here. You gonna pet him? Yeah, like the big screen definitely makes a lot more stick out, and especially like hidden pathways and stuff.
Hmm.
The resolution on the Switch screen is not really up to, you know. Oh no! Oh no! This is the part I was talking about. Oh no! Yeah, that just happened. But if anybody's played a panic button game before, you know there's going to be some sort of stability patch to make it more playable in handheld mode.
Yes.
So
Yeah, so just be on the lookout for the updates. I
yeah. So like these are the types of games that get me excited because Panic Button does a lot of great work. You know, obviously Wolfenstein. There's a quick look of Wolfenstein and Doom both on our YouTube channel. You can go check those out now. You know, they've done some fantastic work on porting these bigger games over, and if they have these smaller projects, what it tells me is like they're growing their team, right? And these smaller projects, I don't want to use the label A team or B team, but you know, they're these smaller projects tell me that they're training people so they can take on more projects, bigger projects, you know, and
Yes.
they have these smaller projects for maybe newer members of their team that don't know the hardware as well, and they're teaching them the hardware and how to port to the hardware, and that's what this and Torchlight 2 kind of tell me. That's what they're doing. So it makes me excited for the future of what Panic Button's bringing to the Switch.
They're to
I mean,
me,
they're doing Wolfenstein and Doom Eternal, so which makes me excited.
and to me personally, they're like probably one of the best developers on Switch at this time, um, because of the work that they're doing. Um, and since they're been very successful, uh, we're getting to see a lot of games come to the platform, and a lot of players like really enjoy what they're playing.
Yeah.
You know, nothing about what Panic Button do is doing feels slapdash.
Yeah, I mean, they're definitely taking their time and working the hardware for sure.
Yes. Uh,
All right, that's not really what I wanted to do, but that's fine. So, yeah, so there's some real environmental story happening. There's a lot of environmental puzzles to get you around. This purple goop is obviously something you do not want to touch. It's dangerous, as you just saw. And I am wearing the robot arm now because he cut my arm off, so he saved my life. And now, when we find the giant robot guy again, you are going to see that he's missing his arm because he gave it to me to live.
yes.
Which is really
Kind
I
of the
feel,
premise of the game.
yeah, I really want to like. All right, I just got this broken sword here. I really want to see like the story evolve with this robot guy. So
Yeah, I think it's going to be very interesting. Uh, Seeing what the conclusion of this game comes out to be. I know of people who have played it on PC. Not much talk came from this game.
which is surprising because it's from the guys that did Torchlight, and Torchlight is a game that a lot of people loved because it came
Yes.
out at a time when everybody sees Diablo 3 as this fantastic game now, but when it launched, it was not in a great
Oh,
place.
oh no.
And Torchlight, the original, came out at a time when people wanted Diablo 2, and Torchlight gave them that.
The satisfaction.
Yeah, so it was neat to kind of watch Torchlight kind of evolve and stuff, and then when this didn't get the recognition, and Torchlight 2 didn't do as well because Diablo had changed so much.
Hmm.
It kind of Runic doesn't exist anymore, but those guys created a new studio and are making Torchlight Frontiers, I think is what it's called, which is I'm assuming a Diablo style game again. So
And I think the sales from Torchlight is going to help them kind of get back to uh, being great at what they do. Uh, because I'm not saying these bite-sized games are just something that feels, because nothing about these games feels slapdash. A lot of these, some of these indie games kind of feel like the second tier games that came out like on the GameCube and PS1 days and stuff, where they didn't have the top quality, but they played well and they built a small community. And
well, oh, sorry, I didn't mean to
oh,
interrupt you.
no,
I was
you,
gonna say, like, you see like a lot of these games getting a second life on Switch, you know.
yes,
And that's, I thought that was going to die down eventually, right? Because there's so many games. There's so many games coming out for Switch. I mean, look at the amount of games we listed like in the deals part of the eShop, right?
yeah.
Like, what is this garbage coming to this system? Some of those games, no names, please, but geez, some of those games are really,
Have questionable content.
yeah, it's yeah. what you
That-
said, and but the gems are still sticking out, right?
yes.
They are still sticking out, and people are still finding them, and we are still finding fantastic games, and this is one of them. You know, this game's sold quite a lot since it came out. I think, and I'm glad indie. You know, it's kind of the same way like Vita was almost to an extent. To where, you know, a lot of people love their indies on Vita, and that small screen is a great place to play some of these, but also like the Switch is just a great place to play to play games in general, and it has Nintendo's first party support. So I mean, yeah, I'm glad that these games are finding second life through people like Panic Button or Iron Galaxy or some of these other studios that are specialized in porting games to the hardware, and it's exciting. It's exciting to watch. So,
And you know what I really like about it is that they do well enough that they get some people are willing to turn them into physical, and people are going out to get them. So this game, if it does well, we could see a physical version. We could see Torchlight 2 get a physical version, um, because it's just stuff like this on Switch uh, that really just makes the kind of the system stand out. That it just has something. Yeah, it is a port, but it still feels original and new to all of those who are coming into this game.
well, plus it has new content. You know, this is the quote unquote definitive edition with
Yes.
a lot of. Sorry, everybody. The sirens are on my end. It's very close. But you know, it's got the extra content. It's got updated systems and graphics and stuff clearly, and it's just, you know, Switch game. It's the Switch effect, man. Port everything to Switch. The Pets effect, as some people say. So, but any final thoughts on Hob before we get out of here, Ed?
I I think people should really look into this game. Uh,
Yeah, I think
and
it's 1999. I think.
yeah, I think so. And like, if it's not for you, I say wait for a sale. Uh, because I think even if a good sale comes for it, I think it's worth to be played.
Yeah, yeah, it's definitely worth a look, and you know, that's kind of with some new things we're trying out here on our YouTube page, and for the Nintendo channel in general. Like, we're gonna start picking out games like this, even if they're older or whatever. That's what the quick look platform is for, is to give people, you know, we're gonna check out new games and bigger
Yes.
games and stuff too, obviously through here, but it's also for like, hey, if we found an indie, we want to show it off and show you guys, and hopefully reach an audience to show that, you know, these games are out there and are fantastic. So,
Yeah.
but I'm really, oh, there we go. I was like, man, where do I go? Okay, I found it. So, but anyways, this is Hob, developed by Runic Games and ported by Panic Button. It's $19.99 on the eShop. It's also on PC. I think it's coming to Xbox One and PS4 eventually, though I'm not sure when yet. So, give it a look, and if you like what you see, you should definitely get it. Anyways, I want to thank everybody for watching. Remember, you can find Nintendo Power Block every Tuesday in podcast form on your podcast service of choice. Coming soon to Spotify and iHeartRadio. You can also check out our other podcasts and all of our other content on ngrradio.com, and check out our YouTube page. Like, subscribe, and share. youtube.com/Nintendo Power Block. I want to thank everybody so much for watching. And until next time, keep on playing.
Bye, everybody.